Hi everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. Talking today about finding the right path so that you can do it right once and not have to go back and redo. Have you ever gone the kind of the cheap route on maybe a kitchen gadget or a tool that you were buying, and you bought what you thought was the best deal at the time because it was the best price, but then you get to using it and it breaks and you've got to go back and buy it again? So how does that kind of relate to what we're talking about today? Well, I had the chance recently to go and enjoy the mountains, which is really awesome. I was really excited about that, and we got to go hiking. And on the trail that we were hiking, we were increasing in elevation quite a bit, and so there were times when it was pretty challenging. But this specific trail had kind of zigs and zags. It had some areas that would kind of go for a longer ways, but at a lower increase in elevation over time. So it wouldn't increase all at once, but rather slowly over time over that long distance. And then there were other paths that you could take, maybe from one level of that long path up to the next, and it was more of a straight up path where you would really have to climb and work really hard to get there. It was a shorter path, but more of an incline. So whenever I was climbing these, I was considering the fact that most people treat their health and their fitness in that realm, to where they look at the slow and steady path, if you will, that increases slowly over time and gets you to where you want to go, for sure. But they choose to go on these harder paths, the ones that look shorter, they look challenging, but you know what, we can push through it. So that might be like your crash diets that you go on, your 6-week challenges that just kind of hit or miss, and you start one and then you end it and you go back. And so what that feels like in that realm is that you've taken that short path, you've taken that climb up, but then you backslid down. Or maybe you took that short path up that you thought was leading to where you wanted to be, but it turned out that it actually led to a completely different part of the trail, that you completely lost sight of your objective and then had to kind of backtrack and go backwards in order to get to your goal again. So neither of these really seem like great options if your ultimate goal is health and fitness, being at a certain level, or reaching a specific goal. If you're having to backtrack all the time, having to undo and then redo, there's not much point in putting the work in the first place. So I don't say that to discourage you from trying. I say that so that you will consider finding the right path first, knowing that there are specific foundations and specific ways of going about things that truly do work. They do take a little more of your effort, and they do take a little bit more time to get to where you want to be, but they're truly worth the work that you're going to put into it. So a coaching program that I partook in not too long ago was a 12-month program, and the first part that they talked about for the whole first week was it's going to take you 12 months to reach this goal. It's going to be a journey. You're not going to see success in the first few minutes of being on this journey, but it's going to take 12 months, and you're going to be so happy at the end. And they had all their befores and afters and all their stories to back it up, and it really did make an amazing change in the lives of the people who took that program. It really was quite an experience. But too often we go into new experiences and new settings looking for better health, better fitness, and we expect it to happen in 3 weeks, in 6 weeks, in 12 weeks, and we expect to be exactly where we want to be. Well, we know that at Custom Fitness, typically we have people try us out for about 3 months, and when they do, we know that at that 12-week point that they're going to be seeing some great results. Are they exactly where they want to be in the future? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they still have a little ways more to go. But by that point, not only have they learned what they need to learn so that it can become a lifestyle change, but they've also experienced what it's like to take that slow and steady path. Now, most of our clients do start seeing results within the first couple of weeks, which is great. We do that on purpose so we can help the motivation, help the body to start to reset and get everybody excited about it so they want to continue. That's a really awesome thing. But we don't do it through crash dieting. We don't do it through that narrow, steep path. Instead, we start to learn better behaviors. And as those behaviors come in, we start to take that slow and steady path, but those changes start to happen pretty quick. And people start to see anything from better energy to better sleep. We have a new client that's been with us not even a month now, and I'm so excited to say that her blood sugar levels have dropped and have gotten her to where she's starting to be able to reduce her diabetes medication, which is really awesome. Not even a month in, and we're starting to do things like that. And we do it through whole food, through actual food, actual exercise. We do ask people to put some effort into what they're doing, because if you don't put effort in, if you don't have skin in the game, it's not going to work for you. You've got to actually put the effort in so that you want to be able to continue, so that you can do this, and it's not somebody else telling you what to do. So next time that you have the choice, slow and steady path with a slight incline, or that drastic jump up, think twice, okay? Make sure that you do whatever you're going to do once instead of twice, because there's no reason in going back and doing the same thing again, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, or even getting into exercise and getting out of exercise. We want to make sure that what you do is a lifestyle change. Don't be discouraged from starting, but definitely make the time to think it through and find the path that's going to be best for you. Okay? Now, I've got 2 exercises for you today, and both of them involve what's called a unilateral technique. Most of the time when we go to the gym and we lift on the machines, we tend to push with both arms or both legs at the same time. That would be bilateral. But instead, a lot of times we don't focus on the unilateral side of things. What's the point? Well, the point is that as you use unilateral exercises, you're going to definitely strengthen different areas than what you would before. So let's take a typical machine shoulder press, for instance. And if I sit on a machine and I've got both arms here, and it's a double system where both arms are to the same weight stack, and I press up, and perhaps I look over to the right side, maybe that left arm's just kind of along for the ride. This right arm's doing all the work, that left arm's just kind of hanging out. So we don't have that opportunity with a unilateral exercise. So what we do is we take a weight and we step out to the side, so we're going to keep toes and knees forward. We're going to engage the tummy, we're going to step out to the side, sit back and down so we tap the floor or come close to that weight, bring it back in, and lift a knee. Okay? So we have one arm working, we have one leg working, and the other leg is stabilizing as the core is stabilizing. So that would be a side lunge with an overhead press. So going into our overhead pass next, we would go unilateral by having one leg either extended to the front, foot up, or extended to the side, foot up. How could you modify it? You could put the toes down, either way, heel down. You wouldn't put any weight on that leg though, so we wouldn't put the heel down and step forward. Instead, all the weight stays here. So if we had the leg forward, we'd bring it into an arm curl, again unilateral with one arm, press it up, switch it overhead. So as we do that, we're causing the core to activate because we start to offset the body. Press it up, switch sides. You could go for so many repetitions or so many seconds on one leg, so many on the other. If you had the leg out to the side, it would look like this. We'd do the same curl, but it would offset that balance just a little bit, which would cause the core to react a little differently. Okay? So 2 great exercises to try this week. Go ahead, feel free to try them out. Let us know in the comments how they went. We'd love to help you out if it's something that interests you. If you are interested in that path that leads to lasting change and true results, we'd love to talk to you. Feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188. We will talk to you soon. Have a great evening.